Hello, beloved. It's me, Robin Hallett, intuitive healer and light sparkler at robinhallett.com. And this is Tea with Robin. On today's episode, if there is one thing we could be learning during this love apocalypse time, is that you and I matter. We matter. Let's choose the vibes we are going to ride in powerfully, intentionally, wonderfully. Plus some inspiration on creating a protection ritual, something to empower and enliven your day and help you through. We'll have a letter this week from #OtherPeoplesProblems. How are we going to deal with people who are not necessarily on the same journey as us? Maybe they're filled with fear, and yet they're asking us for help. What do we do? All this and more. Come grab a cup of yum yum and meet me here. And before I begin today's episode, friends, I wanted to let you know that I am offering a live powwow with our Love Posse on Instagram every single morning, 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time. That's Chicago time. I post the replay to YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Come join us. Chant the beauty of the good. Let's practice staying in our sparkle and joy together. You're invited. Find me on Instagram at Robin Hallett. And now, on with the show. Well, hello. Guess who it is? It's me, Robin, welcoming you back to another awesome episode of Tea with Robin, episode 82. Hello. Hi, beautiful friend. Welcome back. And if it's your first time here, hi, this is me, Robin. I'm so glad to meet you. And please say a big hello and thank you to the person who shared this with you. Thanks for being here. So, my friend, welcome to another week of our global experience. Welcome to another week of practicing and making our way and choosing light, beauty, and the good. Welcome to another week of practicing self-care, self-love, compassion and empathy, and remembering who you truly are. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How is the weather in your heart today? How have you been doing? It is my prayer that you are practicing with me. This is a powerful time of our choosing. And anything we choose is being granted. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. I want to say the weather in my heart is good today. I'm feeling ultra connected with you. #ultra connected. I have a little travel size pack of Kleenex here that says #ultra connected on it. I brought it home from Italy. It's wild. Just sometimes what you see and all the meaning it can hold from you. As I was in Assisi, Italy, before anything was really going down there. It was just beginning in China. Wild, 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 isn't it? And we are now #ultra connected. And so today's episode is going to be dedicated to choosing the light, choosing the power, choosing to remember. But first, do you know what comes next? Did you bring a cup of yum yum? Did you? I hope so. I have rose tea today in my favorite Namaste unicorn mug. It says, "The unicorn in me greets the unicorn in you." So I'm raising my glass to you, my cup. I keep calling it a glass. I salute you and send so much love. Here's to us. Cheers. And I want to say a special shout out to the kiddos in our Love Posse. Lots of you listen with your mamas and papas. You love the podcast too. You're not always sure you get what I'm talking about, but you never like to miss. And you love the song that we sing at the end. And I wanted to tell you, you are witnessing an historical event first person. You're not learning about it in a history book. It's happening now. So it's okay to be curious and fascinated and interested. And it's also okay if you sometimes feel afraid. We're all here with you. We're all holding hands. And we always ride together. So I hope you brought a little cup of something yummy, a mug of cocoa, or something delicious to sip. And I'm raising my cup to you. Cheers. So good. Yummy, yummy. And this is my own art on this mug. And if you want one, you can order one on the shop page on my website. So today and every day for the next little while as I record, I'm going to be sharing messages of light and inspiration while we navigate our way through this time. It feels important to me that each of us knows now is the time to choose courageously in your own heart to remember who you are, which is a light sparkler connected to the big spark of the universe. Big spark of the universe, you're a fractal of that, expressing yourself as you in this lifetime. Now is the time to remember who you truly are and choose to be of service to yourself, practicing love, practicing kindness, practicing good self-care. Oh, I don't know if you heard that bird. I think the bird is agreeing. I feel that this bird is saying yes, emphasizing the point, practicing, honoring, doing the things we need to be doing now. And then service to those around you, those in your life, by choosing to be somebody who extends light, who extends joy, who extends that same remembrance to them, even if they don't get it, even if they're not woke like you, even if they're not, you can still extend the light, the calm, the ease, the soothing. You can see how they may be teetering on the edge. I love that word, teetering. They might be teetering on their totter about what's going on. And you have a powerful opportunity to serve there. You can contribute to their already dark disco disaster story, or you can teeter that totter in the favor of light, reminding them who they truly are, offering them that choice anyway, because everybody is free to choose, free will and all that, right? We are free to choose how we want to show up in this time now. Also, yes, spirit in a body. We are these fractals of light in a body. We are channeling the consciousness of God through us. And the body, we owe it to these forms we exist in, these bodies, to take care of them. And so there's no need to be spiritually cavalier about self-care. Your body does require self-care. It's okay to honor your self-care. And you're not doing anything like if you wash your hands or you practice social distancing. It has nothing to do with how spiritually awake you are. You are not saying you believe in the darkness if you wash your hands. Okay? It's just saying I honor this body, this container that houses my soul. I care about it. Thank you, body. I love you, body. So I invite you to practice that. If you have any wobbles around, if I have moments of fear, if I have moments of worry. If I have moments of saying I'm not being a good spiritual practicer because I am worried, or I want to take care, I want to practice social distancing, I want to say no. If somebody wants to come over, they're saying, it's okay, I'm not infected. We can hang out. It's okay if I say no, and honor that. It doesn't mean I'm weak or bad or wrong. That's you just being an awesome caretaker of the body that's housing your soul. Does that make sense? This time in your life is what I would call a next level healing event. This is a golden opportunity to choose to rise. And the way you do it is to choose to release what is no longer serving you. This message of mine has not changed. I would just say now it is imperative that we begin to do it if we've never really taken those things that are not serving us. Any stories you have that are causing you pain, anxiety, there's just so many examples I could give, but I would say to you, it is that time to really sit, to ponder, to be still, and ask yourself, what can I let go of? How can I help myself over the hurdle I've allowed to continue to exist, and I've sort of put up with it? This could be relationship stuff. This could be so many things. Again, you really want to sit with your own examples, because there are many gifts in this time now, truly. And one of them is, this is a time for you to get free of anything that is not serving your highest and best. People, things, tendencies, habits, anything. This is a time. This is a time for us to rise together and be courageous in choosing what we're going to take with us into this next phase of our lives together. Yeah, it's powerful. And if you ask me to pick something for you, you want your pal Robin to choose a goal for you for this next phase, I'd say that for all of us, choose to practice your worthiness. Choose to practice receiving the good. Choose to practice knowing how much you matter and you come first. And put that into action in your life, bigger and bolder than you may already be doing. That's the assignment I would gift you with. Choose to practice your worthiness. Choose to practice receiving the good. So we're practicing those boundaries. We're honoring what we know. We're taking care of our bodies. We're unafraid, even if we are afraid, to say no to people. We're letting things go that we used to worry about and feel concerned about. And we are using the good stuff we've been saving for ourselves. I told you last episode 81 in the inspiration, it's time to break out the good stuff, and it's time to use the stuff you save for special occasions. It's time you celebrate, and I keep sharing with friends that I have been enjoying wearing tropical, joyful attire through this time. Things that uplift me. I've hung more twinkle lights in the house. I've done things that spark joy for me. And my point about all of that was I wore a dress that I bought myself in Bali and have never really worn it because, guess, it gave me flappy looking arms. My arms have some flappy going on. Also, I'm incredibly beautiful as I am. And the healing of this time now, just use this as a metaphor. If I just sounded shallow or silly or whatever the judgment could be coming from that statement, I want to go to the next level with my healing, so I am releasing that story. It may still come, but this is a time to release what no longer serves. This is a time for our next level healing. So letting go of stories you've carried forever, this is that time. Letting go of people who consistently continue to be who they are. And it causes such resistance in you when you even think about them. Now is that time. Worried about body image, body weight, age. Now is that time. Complaining about your spending, your credit card debt, your back taxes. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to let go of those stories. And in some of that, letting go means do something about it. Of course, take action, because we are going to a next level healing. In fact, I continue to see it. What keeps revealed to me is that we are all going where we've always wanted to go. In the good way, in the excited way. You've wanted what? You've wanted freedom. You've wanted ease. You've wanted more time for you, more connection with friends and family. You've wanted to receive the good. You've wanted to matter and make a difference. You've wanted to be loved. You've wanted to be asked, to be invited. You've wanted to take better care of yourself. You've wanted to eat better. You've wanted to sleep better. Business goals, financial goals. Just think about your own life and know that now is the time. This is a new level. And again, you are free to choose. You are free to choose to practice or not. You are free to adopt this as your own, knowing or not. Just know that the light of awareness, the light of spirit, the light of God, the light of this super connected universe, there is an intelligence there. And that light of awareness, it's a gift to each of us being offered freely. Are we accepting it? It's just a question. It's kind of like, right now it's coming to me. We're all going to a party once we're through this time. And I should have said this a while ago. I mean no disrespect. I know it's a scary and challenging time. I get it. I'm living it too. And this is my choice. To be empowered and sparkling and embrace what's happening with my eyes and heart open, looking forward to the many beautiful changes that are coming. So I don't want to be like that one girl at the party in my party dress at the beautiful party and still poo-pooing her life and her shoes and her dress and the way her hair looks and that she didn't get a date. And, this is my metaphor, my goofy metaphor. I don't want to bring the old poop caboose with me to the party because we will end up there together in a beautiful space. We will come through. We are on our way through now, So let's not be that one at the party still poo-pooing the old stuff. What do you say? It's a gift to each of us being offered freely. Are we accepting it? The light is always on. Whether we're accepting it or not, it's still there, offering itself to us. Offering itself to us. So you are free to choose. And You know, this is one of those times where each of us is so much more connected to other people. We're talking to friends and family more than we ever have. Some of us have forged new connections in this time. It's powerful to remember everybody is unto their own. It is almost better to realize and practice it is none of my business how each of us is choosing to show up in this time. What is my business? Show up and shine. I did just rhyme that. It is none of my business how people choose to ride in this time. What is my business is show up and shine. And that is your only real chance/opportunity to be of service to those peepers who are struggling, who are freaking, who are complaining. That's how we do it. There's a post on my website called Enlightenment is Really Just Remembering. And it is so beautiful because we thought enlightenment was something that is really hard and we have to strive really hard. But all enlightenment really means is that we remember we come from God. We are sparks. And we choose to stay in that knowing. That's what enlightenment means. I am sure enlightenment has conjured many other things for many of us over the years. 800-hour meditation-a-thons, eating grass, donning a turban, chanting the Lord's name, 108 times. And all of those are beautiful supports. I won't knock those because they are gorgeous and helpful and not necessary to remember who you are or remember God. That's just a choice and a thought you're making now. I'm going to remember and choose my enlightenment. There's a beautiful lesson in the Course in Miracles. If you have the book at home, it's in chapter 18, paragraph 7. And if you're not a fan, no worries. It's beautiful and applicable. So I share this with you. And I'm paraphrasing here. It's impossible to be free without reservation unless just for a moment you become willing to see no past or future. Unless you become willing to be here now. Because none of us can prepare for our enlightenment, for our light sparkliness. The minute we start to prepare, we're in the future again. We're thinking ahead. We're not here now. And it's saying that many of us have spent our lifetime in preparation. And of course, we've had moments of success. We've strived, we've worked really hard, and we've had moments of success. It's saying we may be attempting to follow a really long road for the goal we have accepted for ourselves. So I want to be free. We might say, I want to be free, and it's going to be hard, but I'm willing to put in the hard work. That's no pain, no gain. That's stuff a lot of us have said. And this passage is saying, nope, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that unless that's what you're choosing. It does assure us that, you know what? Eventually you will get there because you've decided that is your purpose. You want to be free. But it's gently saying, we've chosen a way that's really difficult. We've chosen a way that feels tedious and very time-consuming because all of our own ideas have us sitting here looking to the future for our own release, our own freedom from the state we believe ourselves to be in now, which is some form of unworthiness and inadequateness, So think about that for a minute. Isn't it true? I look at that in so many ways in my own life, and I'm like, yeah, that is true. I thought it would be hard, and so it was. I thought it would take a long time, and so it did. I thought that I had to struggle and strive, and so I did. I believed I wouldn't get there until I could meditate for an hour twice a day, and so I didn't. Consider how what I'm saying applies to you. It goes on to say a holy relationship is a means to saving time. So a holy relationship between you and the all that is, however that is for you. You see, you don't even have to believe in my way. It doesn't matter. To be with a holy relationship is a means of saving time, however that looks for you. One instant spent together restores the universe to both of you. You are prepared. Now you need only remember that you need to do nothing. It says you do a lot better just to concentrate on that. I'm one with Spirit. I am one with Spirit. I am one with this universal consciousness. I am the awareness of light itself embodied. You will do so much more for your practice, for your peace, for your freedom, to continue to know this. Abraham Hicks would say, what? I'm in the vortex, baby. You'll do so much more to know this than to consider what you should be doing. Again, you're free to wrestle and struggle and strive. Just know that that's a choice you've made on your path. You can also practice. I want to save time. I want to spend one instant together with God today, or Spirit, or light, or nature. And then I am prepared. This will help you ease out of the ego stories of fear. Lots of us are scared throughout the day, up and down, up and down. This will help us. This will help us with family members who are not on the page with us, and we don't know what else to say or do. And this is the practice. Tune in. Stop listening to them for a moment and just tune in. That's how you are prepared. And I'll just end this passage here. Says, when the goal is finally achieved, and the goal is to realize the light, to understand I am one with Spirit because I am Spirit too. That's the goal. When it's finally achieved, it's because we had that one happy realization. I didn't have to do a dang darn thing. OMG. That time I shaved my head? Nope. Didn't need to do that. That time I only drank water for 10 days? Nope. Didn't need to do that. All that grass I ate, all those green smoothies I drank, thinking I was going to become spiritual? Nope. Didn't need to do that. All the meditation retreats. I hear a lot of stories. My point is, we don't have to strive to be at peace. We don't have to work hard to be in our light, our joy, to feel freedom today. Our practice is to stay out of the past and the future and just be here now. Enjoy your life. have a sweet day. Stay present. See if you can keep yourself here in the now. So beautiful. So for anybody wondering what their purpose is now, what their mission is now, I would say it's that. What I just said. Always, all of how you're feeling is okay. And just recall that you have a choice. It may not always seem like that, but even in the midst of your darkest hour, you can make a choice to make a new dance move. Go out for a walk. Have a popsicle. Cut up a nice, beautiful orange. Put on some happy music. Look up some poetry you love. That's what I'm saying. You can change the channel. I hope that love bomb was helpful to you today. Always, if it was, we've got some good stuff coming up, but I also like to say, if it was, I hope you will share with a friend. Let somebody else know. I often feel like this podcast is a gorgeous bridge between lots of walks of life, and there is something accessible here. I often feel that the energy speaks on many levels to many hearts, and it's received. How I was saying earlier, even the kiddos who love to listen and don't necessarily get what all the words mean, they're still receiving. So trust, if somebody comes to mind, please share this on. This is what we can do now. Be of service, be a light. So cheers. So today's inspiration, I have been sitting with different ideas, and I wanted to share one of my favorites. It's an oldie but a goodie, and something I believe we can take for granted once we've been on our journey for a while. And that is a protection ritual, which I would strongly encourage us to call it an empowerment ritual, a remembrance ritual. I'm just using that term protection ritual because it's something a lot of us started out needing. We felt we needed protection. So that's why I'm calling it a protection ritual. A lot of us can come onto the journey because our suffering, our struggles, our challenges are so great. And usually they involve other people, other people's energy. Other people bring challenges into our lives. And this is one of those times where, as we find ourselves with less to do, less distraction, and often more people around us than we're accustomed to for more of the day, we may find ourselves feeling a bit more vulnerable, a bit more open in ways that we don't know what to do. And so sometimes I find that you can end up accidentally, unconsciously repeating to yourself over and over the things that are hard or difficult, or stuck in some kind of loop, like I've got to stop being so upset, I've got to stop feeling so triggered, I need to stop, you know what I mean? But you end up just bringing more of it to you. It's like reaching down to the bottom of your feet and pulling the comforter even higher all around you. But it's not a comforter. It is what is the anti-comforter word? So, like we bring more of the upset all up around us without meaning to. In the effort to, we think we're doing something constructive. It doesn't help. So I offer you the protection ritual. And this is something you create from you to you. This is a fun process, maybe even to share with people in your life, your kids, for example, who are open and feeling vulnerable, this is something that can extend beyond. So I'll give you the guidelines. Just keep in mind your way is always going to be the right way. So I give you some guidelines, but you trust your inner knowing and let him or her guide you through this. Okay? If you and I were together right now, I would say get out an index card and let's make some bullet points. And then you carry this around with you and do your practice. It can be a little different each time you pull out the card and look at it. It begins with, I matter the most. How I be is everything to me. You know, how I'm doing, how I'm sitting, how I'm riding in my energy is everything. And I choose powerfully to be in my center, honoring myself, honoring my body, my heart, my mind, my spirit, my soul, honoring me. Then comes some kind of prayer. You know, it doesn't have to be like, oh Lord, please, oh please protect me from the bad people in my life. Don't do that. You know, because it's not really true. You really don't need it. It's help, let me remember my beauty, my light, my sacredness. Let me remember my wholeness. May I make beautiful choices that support my heart, my light, my life force. May I choose to say yes to what is truly a yes and no to what is truly a no. You know, it's more like that. It's more like that. And you could even go from like angels around me, angels above me, angels below me, in front of me, behind me, angels on my left, on my right. That would be beautiful too. Again, it can be anything that empowers you and makes you come alive and feel connected with this. And then the third thing is some kind of cleansing, some kind of light, inviting the light. My yoga teacher would always say, invite the light. Invite the light. That's beautiful. So you could write down, invite the light. And again, your way is the right way. How would you invite? Think about your house after an amazing spring clean with all the windows open and the curtains, if you have curtains, blowing, and the smell of freshness. It's a little bit crisp. It's a little bit fresh. The light is very bright. That's what I'm talking about. How can you create that inside your energetic field, in your auric field, in your physical body? How can you do that for you? For me, and this is the cleansing ritual I offer in all walks, in healing sessions, in healing circles. If you ever see a YouTube video where I'm taking you through the chakras, this is what I do. Draw the energy up from the center of the earth into your feet. Call this powerful energy up. Imagine what's at the center of the earth, how we create gravity. It comes from the core. So call this energy up into your body, up into your legs, your torso. You can imagine each chakra receiving. It's really up to you. And then when you come to the crown of your head, the top of your head, go ahead and open that up. Imagine the crown like you have a moonroof and you invite the light down, the sunlight down, and let it mingle with that gravity of the earth. And you will find a beautiful, imaginal picture of what you're doing. I always call it the fountain, an energetic fountain. This will bless and support and protect you. Just keep in mind, we don't want to come from a place of scarcity, fear, lack, attack, being pursued, people not being nice to us, people being dangerous. Don't come at it from that angle, because everything we focus on expands. So we want to focus on the things we want to expand, like how well we are, how wonderful we are, how healthy we are, how vital we are, how juicy, alive, and vibrant we are, right? So enjoy that ritual of protection, this ritual of emboldenment, enlightenment. Again, I just use that word because it's kind of what we call it. Enjoy it and have fun. Have fun with it. It's really, really good, and I hope you do. I call that my healer's prep every day, getting ready for work, getting ready for sessions, before the podcast, before I do anything, I do a healer's prep. That's what I call it, getting into my spacesuit, and it's very much that. I love to listen to music. Sometimes I sing. Whatever empowers you, that will be your thing. Yeah. Okay, let's have a sip of yum yum and read this week's letter. It's a good one. I have a feeling you are going to relate to that. Ooh, beautiful. Just saw a big hawk going by. We are having gusts of wind here today, up to 50 miles an hour. I just saw a hawk going by. It could be that fast. It's been amazing. Sometimes these birds take a left turn and end up going straight up into the air, and it keeps inspiring me. This is how we rise too. We go with the energy that takes us higher. We rise, we rise, we rise. We allow ourselves to be lifted and carried at once. Isn't that beautiful? So this letter is very important. It came through on the healing circle I offered last week, and I asked my friend Elena if she would be open to me reading it here, because it's perfect for now, and because she is awesome and open and said I would be really delighted to share. It's an honor to share. I love that so much. I wanted to also be sure to say I'm just using this letter as a springboard, so it's not necessarily all my advice to one person. It's everything that is occurring to me and anything I can stuff in with it that I know might be helpful to somebody out there. So think of this more as a loving laundry list of answers that maybe something in here will apply to you. Okay? So here goes. Hi, Robin. I would like to ask about how to be with those close to me who are in deep fear, who don't have a base of beautiful practices to draw on. I sit and listen, but it feels so much harder as the fear seems so much bigger, and the resistance to staying present is so strong. Any suggestions are greatly appreciated, and thank you as always for your incredible offerings and your sharing of light with us. Love, Elena. Hi, my friend. This is the interesting time, isn't it? Because here we are. In a way, we could say almost, this is what we've been practicing for. We've been accruing a certain strength and remembrance and knowing all along, not really realizing it would be such service to us in times like this. But of course, that's what we were practicing for, all along. We may have come into the practice wanting greater ease or more abundance or to deal with that one person in our lives. But we may not have ever said, I want to grow my spiritual muscles, my spiritual knowledge, my ability to be deep and wide and powerful in case there is a global pandemic or I keep calling it the love apocalypse. I want to be ready, but here we are. And so the first thing is, isn't it wonderful to be you? Isn't it wonderful to be me? Let us celebrate our wisdom and knowing. Let us celebrate that we've been lovingly attending to our practice, lovingly acquiring our skill set, if you will, our muscles, lovingly building strength in areas where we recognize we needed help, inviting that light in. So first, congratulate yourself in a way that feels right for you. And I congratulate myself and feel like I'm so glad it's us and I'm so glad we're here. So the next thing is, just because we're light sparklers, just because we practice being of the light, it does not mean we are responsible for other people's fear or sorrow or struggle. And I remind us that because it is not my will, right? It's thy will. It's not my business. It's God's business. How people are doing, how they're handling it. It's not on me to save the world. It's not on me to handle and answer and provide the solutions. And yet, people in our lives, our family, our friends, our coworkers, whoever, we feel called to serve. And often Spirit will tap us to deliver the messages of hope and peace and healing to one another. We are the vehicle for that message. So just to say, it's not your job to be Atlas holding up the world, and yet you may feel called to be of service. So I hope that makes sense. I love that you mentioned the word resistance. I love how you notice that the fear seems so much bigger and the resistance to staying present feels so strong. Always we're being guided. Always. The animal of our body, as Mary Oliver once wrote it, is talking to us. It talks in vibes of resistance, of, I want to move closer or I want to distance myself. And I was saying this earlier, you're not doing something wrong by listening to that. You don't need to override your feelings. In fact, this is a time to really tune in, to invite more support in. And the first thing would be, how am I doing and what am I needing? You matter. You matter the most. And so how you're doing is everything. Keep in mind, in the back of your mind, in your heart, wherever you want to keep this, each of us is on our own journey. Each of us is responsible for how we're seeing the world. And if somebody is, and in this moment, the vision is a person like you or I who may or may not be in a practice. I'm not thinking about small children. I'm not thinking about my beloved mother-in-law who has passed now, but 93 and dementia, I'm not thinking about those examples because that's a different scenario. I'm thinking about us, and I'm thinking about our friends and peeps in our lives, and, maybe like your mom and stuff like that, okay? We're all on a journey, and we're all responsible for how we do on that journey, whether we know it or not. I mean, even it's wild, but even in the legal system, ignorance is not a defense. So, we're all calling to us the perfect experience for our own awakening. And sometimes you sit in enough fear, what does it do? It brings you to your knees and you start your journey. So for some people, this is the blessing they haven't realized they've been asking for, to feel so terrorized in a way that finally they give it up. They give it up. They give up trying to hold it together or contain it or work it out or jog it off or sweat it out or whatever it is. They just quit. And right then the light can enter. A few episodes back, I was saying the Leonard Cohen song, "Give Up Your Perfect Offering." There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. So somewhere in you, it's important to keep that in mind, because otherwise you will feel like the protective layer, the protective shield on everybody else's bumper. And that is never who you were meant to be. The bra on someone else's vehicle. This was not your intended journey. So honor your resistance, honor your knowing, learn to bear your guilt if you choose to break away and not answer the phone, not answer the call, not speak to the terror. Learn to bear your guilt, remind yourself that you matter, and keeping in mind that people come to their journey in their own perfect way. And sometimes disrupting that process is not a service to them either. It's not a service to us. It's not a service to them. I wrote a post years and years ago called Rescuer, Caretaker, Pleaser. This was largely aimed at myself. It could be of service. I will put this in the show notes. It's probably written terribly, and just know. But I loved the art on it so much because it was all these different birds dressed up as superheroes and nurses and doctors, and it was really sweet. But it's really saying, we're not here to prevent people's suffering, and we're not here to save them all the time, but sometimes we have to recognize that we're doing that because we want to be of service and we want to have value, and we're trying desperately to matter. And the greatest mattering is just to know that of yourself and release the efforting that goes along with being a rescuer in someone else's life. Let them figure it out. As somebody who studies the Course in Miracles, I find a lot of comfort in the teacher's manual, that back section where it talks about, I am here learning what I need to learn, and then I teach from that. And I'm teaching as I learn. So know that you're bringing value to those people you are connected to energetically, physically. You're bringing value by practicing your own medicine and doing your own healing journey. That is a great help to others. We just don't always recognize that because we consider conversation and, like you said, listening, making meaningful eye contact and being a good listener and all that. But you being on your journey and taking good care of you and honoring boundaries and doing all that, that is helping everyone around you. If you have any fear that people are going to be mad if you don't listen for 800 hours, then let's get to that already. Let's rip off that Band-Aid and learn how to be with that energy. Because let's face it, especially if you've been that listener and almost like a receptacle where people choose to dump the bucket, that's you. I can, if that's true, I can relate. Raising both, my hands are in the air right now. That's been me in the past. If you wake up to what you've been doing and you abruptly stop, it's normal for people to be upset. It's just like a car crash. If you slam on your brakes, all of the sudden, whatever was up your bumper is going to hit you it's going to have an experience when you come to a complete stop in what you've been doing. But that's fine. So what? Let's celebrate the beauty of that choice. Let's celebrate the freedom you have claimed. Let's celebrate the light you've liberated. And let's be excited about the extra free time that you won't have to spend, on the phone or whatever. If this is in person and you guys are sequestered together in this love apocalypse, take your space. Learn to do things like go take a shower, or you go and clear out the floor of your closet, put a pillow in there, and learn to go in there and sit and read or do your thing. If you cannot find escape, then make space somewhere in your home. You can do it. Take your space. The biggest, deepest knowing is inside you is a light that is shining, and it is there supporting you, loving you, encouraging you to make these moves. So I hope that's been helpful. these are wild times, and sometimes it calls for wild measures. And we can do it. This is our time to shine. This is our time to rise, and we're doing that. There are many miracles coming through in this time, and I, for one, and I know you are, we're choosing to see those now. So may that serve you. And friends, I love to read your letters here. Feel free to message me on social media or write to me at hello@robinhallett.com. Just mention it's for the podcast so I know. So friends, I am off. Number one and I are going to make some pancakes. If there was ever a time for pancakes, midday, it is now. I vote strawberry compote and maybe a movie and some fun things. We'll be in the unknown and choose what is joyful. If this episode has been helpful to you, I would appreciate you sharing it on with somebody who can use it. If you see it online somewhere, mention it. Mention it in your post this week on social media. I appreciate it, but so does that one friend who really, really needed it today, you know? If you feel called, I would welcome a review on iTunes and always welcome your support. You can make a donation right here in the show notes or on my website. And friends, no matter what you do, I appreciate our ride together. We strengthen each other. We embolden each other. And I thank you for that always, 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 always. So have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. And I will see you here next time or in a few minutes. It has been me, Robin Heart Sparkler Hallett. Ciao. Bye-bye. Life is very short, let's make the very most of it. You are a precious gem and I love you. Do, 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 do. We are here to shine and shine bright. You are a gem and I love you. Do, 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 do. Life is precious and you are a spark of the divine. So shine like you know it, rock it like you mean it, 'cause you really, really mean it, and mean it, and mean it, and mean it, and mean it. Don't let crispy people tell you that you aren't sparkly, 'cause you are, 'cause you are, 'cause you are. Thank you. I like that. I love it, honey. Thank you. Give me a kiss. Thanks.